Did you know the legal principles behind your morning coffee date back over 1,500 years? When you buy that latte, the concept of ownership, your latte, not the shop's, comes straight from the Justinian Code. This ancient legal framework shaped everything from contracts to property rights, and its influence still runs beneath our daily lives. After Rome's fall, the Justinian Code preserved sophisticated law in the East, later fueling the Renaissance and shaping modern legal systems worldwide. As we explore this monumental work, remember, the rules that govern us today are built on foundations laid by a long-dead emperor and his quest for order. Let's start with the basics. A legal code is a systematic collection of laws designed to bring clarity and order to society. Imagine running a country with laws scattered across forgotten scrolls and contradictory decrees. Chaos. A code untangles that mess. Enter Justinian Code, a peasant's nephew who rose to become Byzantine Emperor in 527. His ambition? Restore Rome's glory, militarily and legally. Roman law was a confusing labyrinth of ancient statutes, imperial edicts, and scholarly opinions. Justinian wanted a unified, clear system reflecting Christian values and imperial authority. His goal wasn't to invent new laws, but to collect, clarify, and organize centuries of Roman law into a single definitive code. This legal housekeeping would outlast his military campaigns, shaping the empire and the world for centuries. Justinian's project was as much about power as it was about justice. A unified empire needed unified law. The result? A legal code that would become the backbone of Western legal tradition. So, who was Justinian? A visionary who saw law as the glue of civilization. And his code? The ultimate legal reboot. How do you condense 1,000 years of law? You assemble a dream team. In 528, Justinian appointed 10 legal experts to sift through imperial constitutions, sorting, editing, and compiling them into the Codex Constitutionum. But that was just the start. The real challenge was the vast, contradictory writings of Roman jurists. In 530, a larger commission led by Tribonian tackled over 2,000 books and 3 million lines of legal text, distilling them into the 50-book digest. Simultaneously, Tribonian and 2 professors created the Institutes, a simple textbook for law students. These 3 works, the Code, Digest, and Institutes, formed a comprehensive legal system. Justinian later added his own new laws, the Novellae. Together, these 4 parts became the Corpus Juris Civilis, the body of civil law. It was a legal masterpiece, organized, accessible, and enduring. The process was monumental, but the result was a legal system that would shape the world. Justinian's Code wasn't just about law, it was about building a legacy. Justinian's vision needed a mastermind. Enter Tribonian, the empire's chief legal officer and the driving force behind the Corpus Juris Civilis. Tribonian was brilliant, with a vast legal library and a reputation for both genius and controversy. Accused of corruption, he was briefly dismissed during the Nika riots, but Justinian knew he was indispensable and quickly reinstated him. Tribonian led teams of top legal minds, professors, attorneys, officials, who didn't just copy old texts, they edited, harmonized, and modernized them. They had the authority to cut, combine, and rewrite, creating a dynamic, creative legal synthesis. Imagine distilling centuries of law into a single guide, without computers or even photocopiers. The commission read millions of lines, deciding what was timeless and what was obsolete. Their work was a feat of organization and intellect, producing a code that balanced tradition with innovation. Tribonian's leadership turned chaos into clarity. The result? A legal system that would outlast empires. The unsung scholars behind the code shaped the very idea of justice. What's actually in the Corpus Juris Civilis? It's built on 3 pillars: persons, things, and actions. The law of persons defined legal status: citizen or foreigner, free or slave, head of household or dependent. The law of things covered property, ownership, contracts, and the right to use or transfer goods. The law of actions explained how to enforce rights, how to sue, defend, and seek justice in court. This structure made the law practical and accessible, not just theoretical. Justinian's Code also infused Christian morality and imperial authority, making the emperor the sole source of law. Slavery remained, but manumission was easier, and freed slaves gained citizenship, a nod to Christian ideals. The Code's genius was its clarity and adaptability, setting the template for legal systems to come. The Justinian Code was groundbreaking, but it reflected a deeply hierarchical society. Law drew sharp lines between classes. Elites enjoyed privileges, while commoners and slaves faced harsher penalties. Slavery was legal and deeply embedded. Slaves were property, with no rights, though manumission was possible. Women's rights improved slightly, thanks in part to Empress Theodora, but they remained under male authority and excluded from public life. The Code aimed for order, not equality. Rules were consistent within classes, but not between them. It provided stability, not social revolution. Understanding these social structures is key to seeing the Code's historical context. Its logic and structure were ahead of their time, but its values were firmly rooted in the ancient world. The Code's legacy is both its brilliance and its limitations. After Justinian's death, his code faded in the West, replaced by local laws and customs. For centuries, the digest was lost, until its rediscovery in Pisa around 1070, just as Europe was transforming. The University of Bologna became the center of a legal revival, with scholars, glossators, analyzing and adapting Roman law. Students spread these ideas across Europe, creating a shared legal language and the jus commune, or common law. Roman law, through Justinian's Code, conquered Europe again, not by force, but by ideas. It shaped canon law, national laws, and the very concept of legal reasoning. The Code's rediscovery was a turning point, fueling Europe's legal and intellectual growth. Its influence would ripple through centuries, uniting diverse societies under common principles. Justinian's Code didn't just shape the Middle Ages, it became the foundation for modern civil law. The Napoleonic Code of 1804, inspired by Justinian, unified France's laws and spread across Europe with Napoleon's conquests. Even after Napoleon's fall, his code remained, influencing legal systems in France, Italy, Spain, and beyond. Through colonialism, civil law traditions reached Latin America, Africa, and Asia. Today, most countries follow legal systems rooted in the civil law tradition, direct descendants of Justinian's work. Even common law countries like the US and UK absorbed Roman law principles, especially in areas like contracts and equity. Louisiana and Quebec still use civil codes based on this tradition. Whether in Paris, Tokyo, or Buenos Aires, the legal ghost of Justinian lingers. The code's structure and logic remain the backbone of global legal systems. Its reach is truly worldwide. Why care about a 4,500-year-old code? Because the Corpus Juris Civilis is one of history's most influential intellectual achievements. It brought order and reason to law, making justice predictable and accessible. Concepts like contracts, property, and legal personality are the building blocks of modern society. The code's survival and revival show how knowledge can bridge centuries, shaping new worlds from old wisdom. Justinian's project was about more than law. It was about creating a legacy of justice and rational order. Its structure laid the groundwork for the modern legal state, even as its values reflected its time. The story of the Justinian Code is the story of our ongoing quest to live together under fair rules. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to keep exploring the big questions of our shared past.